Yo, guys and gals, me, Mutahar, and I miss the good old Miiverse. You've probably been seeing this big button on the screen everywhere on the internet. Yeah. You might be wondering where that's from. Well, ladies and gentlemen, remind me to bring you back to a time when Nintendo had an actual social media network built right into their consoles. Nowadays when you buy the Nintendo Switch, I really feel like the act of connecting to each other really doesn't actually matter anymore. You share a friend code around, but you're probably talking over Discord or something else. But back in the day, the Nintendo Wii U console and the 3DS both had something known as the Miiverse, a place where you and your friends could share screenshots, drawings, and role plays with each other. You might be like, whoa, hold on there, Muda. You said role play? Whoa, that doesn't sound too gemmy here when you got children on the social media service. But in all actuality, it wasn't really even the worst thing. See, at the time when the Wii U dropped, this was like the next stage after the Nintendo Wii, which, Nintendo going from friend codes to still having friend codes, from my understanding, and then also implementing a social media service basically meant that everybody who was buying a Wii U, a bunch of kids, could basically jump in and post whatever they wanted to a literal version of, I guess you could say, Facebook meets Twitter on the internet. So here you can actually see one of the first videos I ever made on this topic, March 22, 2016. Okay, this is a long time ago. The creepypasta link was Miiverse.nintendo.net. And if you go to it right now, you'll notice, whoa, it doesn't exist. Because as you can see, Nintendo has actually shut down a lot of the shop functionality and the online functionality of the classic Wii U, meaning that a lot of these brilliant role plays have basically been lost to time. All right, and sometimes you would come across gems like, could you survive a kidnapping? Listen to this one.
Could you survive a kidnapping? You were walking home from school one day when some thugs came out of a white man and chased.
Oh, it's a he cat. He's having kittens.
I question this and stumble around scared. They catch me. Finn, Diet Coke's giving up, dude. He's winking when he does that. That means you want to be kidnapped.
Yeah. You might be like, whoa, wait a minute. They're talking about getting kidnapped on the old Miiverse? Yeah, it gets even wild too, because see, this is like what roleplay is basically about. The stakes just keep rising. For instance, I'm not joking with you, but like one of the actual OP here writes, the kidnappers are they will behead you after a few days. Who knew it was a Miiverse video that gets you a demonetization, right, boys? But the Miiverse is filled with so much more RP. We're literally, people, mostly kids, I would say teenagers, were just basically making high school role plays, video game centric role plays, and just posting it on. And amongst all of it, they were drawing and they were just posting screenshots of their games. A lot of big games like Deus Ex, I think it was Human Revolution that launched on the Wii U, actually had pretty extensive Miiverse integration. A lot of Wii games did, where you could just pepper in like Dark Souls level, like, messages for everybody to read, screenshots, audio recordings, so on and so forth. It was probably one of the most extensive social media networks for a video game console. If you actually compare it to like things like the PlayStation Network or even Xbox, I doubt you will find either option as compelling as what you would find on the Miiverse. And even when it comes to like Steam with its discussions and forum communities, I don't really see anything integrated from the actual, service provider into games, as well as what Nintendo was doing with even the third-party support on the Miiverse as well too. So truly, it was actually quite literally a product of its time. And of course, for anybody who's wondering, whoa, what about the other wild posts out there, Muda? Well, I got a whole slew of them for you, ladies and gentlemen. For one right here from the Splatoon community, white ink confirmed. Oh my God. And of course, you can see the drawings are actually really great. Like, honestly, to draw this on a tablet with like a plastic stylus, pretty impressive shit indeed. And you can see the activity was pretty good for what is, effectively like a social media network locked to a console that never really did well in the first place. 2,388 yes and 190 replies. And some of those replies was, I love this picture. You should draw her giving birth. I love how 0 to 60 gets on the internet sometimes, dude. Yeah, it's a really great drawing. A second later, make her do birth. Okay. Sometimes you would find, a little bit like wild posts like this too. Like, for instance, Super Smash Brothers for 3DS Wii U community. Let's see. My least favorite character is Sonic because he's fast like my dad when he chases me with the... Oh... Dude, come on, bro. And you can see like all the replies too. Like they actually were giving emoji ass replies. Yeah, like one guy giving the smirk to that for some reason. Somebody giving the reasonable, oh no, that's bad. Actually, wait, there's a lot of people smiling at this, dude. The Miiverse is more fucked up than I thought. God damn. Cigarettes are like hamsters. They are fine until you put it in your mouth and light it on fire. True. Why is it that the Splatoon community is this messed up? Why are they giving 55 yes to that? God damn, dude. This community's dark as hell. I love this. Sometimes you would just like literally sit there on the Smash loading screen or something and just see like a Jigglypuff drawing. I have crippling depression. Somebody's like an OG iDubbbz viewer right here. Goddamn. Do you think Hillary Clinton would have shoot a Rambo? Why is that on the YouTube community, man? Dude, we actually lost an actual gem with this product, by the way. I just want to reiterate, like, I don't think there's ever been a social media as great as this right here. And the thing about social media is, like, I always feel like nowadays it's, like, so highly politicized and it's, like, so toxic in a way, too, when you fall into, like, extremes that you start to lose some of the genuine brain rot that existed on places like the Miiverse. Let me tell you, the Miiverse never had anything of that nature from my recollection. It was all just complete brain rot after brain rot, okay? Like, you could sit there on the Need for Speed fucking Miiverse page and probably come across some of the most insane shit imaginable. There might be somebody drawing flat earth conspiracies on the goddamn Brain Age community out there too, all right? Full juxtapositions right here. And speaking of juxtapositions, one of the ways that the Miiverse has actually been recreated to an extent is by using a feature or a new social media network known as juxtaposition. But before we get into it, I kind of want to look at the archive of the Miiverse too. For instance, this is the only social media service that I honestly can recall right now where the actual the community, the Nintendo community that has been so ignored by Nintendo has actually went down to literally preserving this entire social media service, a portion of it. And one of the actual portions was something known as the Archiverse, which is a website that would allow the Miiverse archive that was taken by this archive team back in September and October 2017. And what it would do is they would parse Miiverse posts, profiles, community pages, and everything possible and just effectively download that and amalgamate it into the Internet Archive. But then, because the Internet Archive made it a little bit difficult to navigate, they were basically taking that whole project and making it function in a far better capacity underneath something known as the Archiverse. So when you actually look at what a Miiverse page looked like, this is like Miyamoto's, and Miyamoto had like 2 friends, but like 78,412 followers, and like it literally would just be like Facebook cross Twitter. Like you would just sit there and like make these posts and people would just yeah or unya it and talk about various video games. And they would share like short movies, they would share like fucking drawings, so on and so forth. It was literally just like a social media network designed for Nintendo people. And I don't understand if Nintendo didn't realize like how awesome they actually made something, because for people to talk about it years after the fact and really have such strong positive feelings really shows that Nintendo had something beautiful. And it's one thing that I wish they kind of kept going into the Nintendo Switch. And I honestly wonder why they didn't, considering they had the framework for it anyways. I really feel like with the user base of the Switch, something like the Miiverse on the Switch, especially with touch controls and basically it being the Wii U tablet to an extent anyways, would have actually done just fine on there. And again, when you look into the Archiverse, right, August 29, 2017, Nintendo, when they announced their intention to shut down the social network, basically people were just scrambling for posts. And again, what they archived was apparently 216 million replies, 133 million posts, 76 million screenshots, 72 million drawings, 30 million avatars, 800 million user profiles, a bunch of deleted posts, and about 5,128 game communities, totaling up to 17 terabytes of actual user data. My God. So unfortunately, in March 2024, the actual Archiverse was down. So anybody that wants to relive some of those crazy RPs, just not gonna happen. So while I am still determining the exact reason, the site itself is more or less unchanged since its introduction several years ago. I was running on Azure using .NET Core 3 with a hacked-together React Web frontend, and tooling that has long since been removed from ASP.NET. The Postgres database is on Azure on-prem, and that support is going away in 2025. So a lot of the shit in their life has changed, and it might be that them trying to actually bring back the Miiverse is something that's going to be a little bit, more time-consuming and difficult. But hey, if you want to sit down and put this together, maybe that's worth doing. And what's insane is that there's actually a group of people that are out there cloning the shit out of this actual process. So you can see they have the closed verse, Oasis, Indigo, Xbox verse, Open verse, Grape, Cedar, Cverse, Xverse. And again, these are just clone versions of this style of actual social media service that Miiverse was. And bro, it's tough trying to find a goddamn clone that actually brings the Miiverse back. Like here's one, the Miiverse clone to end all the clones. And you go to it and it's like, uh-oh, I can buy this for $5,000. That's an expensive go-to to be throwing up. God, I kind of want to buy this and just put the yeah up there. That's a big meme. I don't know if that's worth it. But we're not going to be getting any why can't Metroid crawl anymore. Yeah, this is actually a real post. Some kid was playing Super Metroid for the first time. They're like, wait a minute. Why can't she crawl? And obviously, I know you're probably like, it's a morph ball, idiot, but they're like 6 years old. They don't know any better, okay? Come on now. Their next game is Minecraft. But yeah, before obviously ending this video, one thing that is worth showing is that Pretendo network. So obviously, if you want to experience this entire thing again, the one actual way to access it is through the Pretendo network. Now, for quick understanding, the Pretendo network is a network that has basically been reverse engineered, clean room, by the way, by people who have basically wanted to bring back the online connectivity of the 3DS and the Wii U systems. So you can see right here that for certain things like Mario Kart 7 or Team Kirby Clash Deluxe, there are certain parts of these games that are brought back through the use of reverse engineering this network. Friend systems, Wii U chat, so on and so forth. But importantly, juxtaposition, which is the Miiverse, is being brought back as time goes on. So how do you actually use Pretendo? There are a couple ways to do so. So if you go to their website and you go to the setup instructions right here, you can see that the ways to access is through the Wii U, the 3DS, and even emulators actually work as well. Meaning that it's on board with something like RPCN, which if you don't know what that is, basically it is the RPCS3, the PS3 emulators, like emulated online network that allows some users to play certain games together online as if they were playing on the PlayStation Network. Yeah, we're at that point of emulation where we're actually emulating entire online systems. Insane. But of course, importantly enough, to access the Miiverse part that we want, you have to basically pick which specific system you want. Now, I have made videos hacking a 3DS and the Wii U. But I think for, argument's sake here, I'm going to actually run this on the Wii U. So you go over here, and there's two ways to get into it. You have the hackless way, which is limited in certain services. But since I made a video showing you how to hack a Nintendo Wii U not too long ago, I'm going to be using the homebrew version, which allows you to effectively copy a certain file to an SD card, boot into your hacked Wii U, and all of a sudden, you can access the Pretendo network. So installing Wii U homebrew after you have hacked an actual Wii U, and I'm going to assume that if you're watching this video, you've probably hacked a Wii U, okay? It skips a whole lot of the process. It's as simple as copying some of these files to actual directories that have been listed on these pages as of here. And you can just copy, the actual homebrew launchers, and this will fire up during boot time. Once you're actually launched into the Aroma environment, which is the firmware environment, the custom firmware, the homebrew environment, you basically are automatically connected to Pretendo. And at that moment in time, you can actually just go and make a new Nintendo account. But see, it looks like you're making a new Nintendo account, but you're actually making a Pretendo account. And once you've went through the entire account registration on your Wii U, you can actually just go into the Miiverse option, and it will actually load up the juxtaposition instead, which once you go through all of the agreements, you'll find out very quickly that you're actually just looking at basically the Miiverse network brought back. It looks a little bit different, but the entire communities are there. You can do postings, reply to people, draw and upload, do effectively what you could do on the Miiverse app, just right here on the actual juxtaposition version. Now, where it kind of differs is obviously if you're playing like a video game like Deus Ex, Mankind, or Human Revolution on the Wii U, utilizing some of the built-in Miiverse features don't exactly translate completely well. So maybe this will be fixed down in the future, maybe it won't. It's just a matter of time as these things are being developed. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually at the precipice of reviving what is in fact one of the greatest social media networks out there, filled with cringe upon cringe, but wholesome cringe, stuff that we all love to watch. So ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.